up, everybody? Welcome to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. And also live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at the Jaime Dee Show. I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Jaime, you started late today. What's going on? We had a few technical difficulties, y'all. I don't know what's going on with technology today. I think it's the smoke that is going through Las Vegas because of that wildfire that entered into Nevada. It's a lot going on, okay? It's a lot going on, but guess what? We are working in the media industry, and I've been in this industry for years, so I know how to make it work. So welcome in. Welcome in. Super happy to have you all here. And I'm super happy to always be able to be open and honest with you all about my journey and what happens at the studio and what's going on and more. So let's talk about our show rundown today. And yes, it's our show rundown because we're a family and we're here together. Okay, so we're going to go over the daily news. You know, it can't be the Jaime Dee Show without the daily news because we got to talk about what's going on in the world out there. Then we're going to have 3 conversations today that I want you all to call in on, okay? 702-221-7283. Again, the number to call in is 702-221-7283. I want you all to call in and have these conversations because I know these are going to be some good and juicy conversations. All right, so the first conversation is supporting your friends. When do you tell your friends that they actually suck? Do you tell them? Do you not? We're going to get into that a little bit later, all right? Then we're going to have a conversation about this unfortunate voguing death. A guy was seen and caught voguing in a gas station and was killed due to his sexuality and his actions at said gas station. And we're gonna have a conversation about that, what sexuality means and why are people getting killed for just being themselves in a space where it really doesn't matter what you do because who cares? Just look the other way, right? And then later in the show, we're gonna have a conversation about moving in together. Why? Because there are more updates on this horrific roommate killing that happened here in Las Vegas. So we're going to have a conversation about what that means to move in together. Should you move in together? Should you not? What does that look like? And more. So make sure to stick around because we're going to have all these conversations and it's going to be juicy. Today is going to be juicy. Trust and believe me when I say today is going to be a good day. Today is going to be a good day. Today's going to be a good day. All right, so let's get into this news. Let's do it. So starting off, this news has been circling social media for a while now. And every time I see the headlines, every time I see what I'm reading, I always cringe and make a weird face. Because a Japanese man by the name of Toko recently spent a staggering $20,000 to transform himself into a border collie. Toko achieved this extraordinary feat by purchasing a hyper-realistic dog costume created by a Japanese company called Zeppet. After spending 40 days crafting this intricate disguise, Toko finally had the opportunity to step out into the real world as a dog and take his first ever walk in public. Filming his experience for his official YouTube channel, Toko ventured out onto the streets, fully embracing his newfound identity. As he strolled along, something pretty interesting happened. He made friends with some other canines. Wow. Passerbys and their furry companions were captivated by Toko's realistic appearance, the lifelike features of his costume, and realistic movements as those of an actual dog. It was almost as if they couldn't tell that he was in fact a human in disguise. In written notes explaining his unusual transformation, Toko revealed that his desire to become a dog had been with him since childhood, perhaps fueled by a deep admiration for those loyal and playful companions. He longed to experience life from their perspective. By hiding his human identity, Toko hoped to avoid the judgment and scrutiny that often accompanies unconventional choices. While some may find Toko's decision perplexing or even absurd, it's important to remember that individuality comes in many forms. I'm sorry. I can't help but laugh because he's not hurting anybody. He's not hurting himself. He's not hurting other animals. I'm hoping he's not trying to mate with these other animals. Now that would be going too far. I guess you can be whatever you want in the world today. If you want to be a cat, You could be a cat. If you want to be a dog, you could be a dog. I mean, some things, in my opinion, just go too far. But I'm gonna be real honest. If I walked past him, I would cackle. I would probably pet him like you weirdo and keep it moving. I mean, I'm not gonna attack the guy. I'm not going to belittle him that much. I have to figure out how I was not gonna just contradict myself and more, because that's weird. That really is weird. Oh, why do y'all want to be cats and dogs and mice and lizards and I'm sorry. Is that, you know, do what you do. You're not bothering anybody. You're not hurting anybody. I'm gonna tell my piece. It is weird, but I wouldn't judge him more than just saying it's weird, because it ain't bothering me. I really don't care. It ain't like I'm interested in people who want to become dogs. I will say this though. Oh, you guys are gonna drag me for saying this. As it pertains to doing things out in the world, as it pertains to voting, as it pertains to fighting for certain rights, I would just want to know people who do these type of things are mentally okay. Because I know there's some people out there who actually want to make cats a gender. They actually want to make cats a part of the human species. I don't know if you guys have seen those YouTube videos, but they do. And that is going too far. That is like literally going too far. So I want to know the people who are doing these things. Like, are you doing this because this is a weekend thing for you? This is a hobby for you. It's fun to do in your free time. Or are you really trying to transform yourself into a dog Monday through Monday? And you want to vote as a dog and you want to mate as a dog. When you start doing all that stuff, that's not a hobby anymore. And I'm kind of like, ugh. So, yeah. Yeah, weird. Say what you guys think. 702-221-7283. I feel like that's an interesting topic. 702-221-7283. What do you guys think about these type of situations? And write in on the YouTube. If you're listening to YouTube right now, comment live. I do read the live comments. Let me know what you think, because that's weird. And I'll go back to that story. Even though I'm moving on, we can go back and talk about it. So call in 702-221-7283. In other news, despite the tragic implosion of the Titan submersible, Ocean Gate co-founder Guillermo Sulin wants to send 1,000 people to a floating colony on Venus by 2050. Sir, what? Why? Did you not learn your lesson? People couldn't make it on Earth and you want to leave Earth and try to see? Oh my gosh. Less than 2 months after the tragic loss of 5 people, including Ocean Gate co-founder and CEO Stockton Rush, who ventured 13,000 feet below sea level to see the Titanic shipwreck, the co-founder of the company is now wanting to conduct another experiment. However, this time they want to go opposite the bottom of the ocean into outer space. In 2009, Solene co-founded Ocean Gate Expeditions with Rush, and then in 2013, he stepped away. Since the passing of his co-founding member, the 57-year-old Argentinian-born businessman stepped into the spotlight, telling Business Insider that by 2050, he plans to send 1,000 people to Venus with his own company titled Humans to Venus. He said, forget Ocean Gate, forget Titan, forget Stockton. Humanity could be on the verge of a big breakthrough and not take advantage of it, because we as a species are going to get shut down and pushed back by the status quo. So what? Because the people who went down there trying to see the Titanic should have been pushed back into the status quo. What do you mean? This is the same thing your co-founder said, and look what happened to him. I'm gonna just say this: if you want to send this thousand of people, this 1,000 people to this floating colony on Venus, you better go with them. You better not stay here in America. You better not stay here in the world. You better go with these people. Yep. Since you want to say you want to go against the status quo, that's exactly what your co-founder said. And your co-founder went with them. And you see what happened to your co-founder? You better get your butt in that shit. That's all I know. While past experts have been trying to colonize on Mars, Solene shared findings by NASA claiming that there is a sliver of the Venusian atmosphere about 30 miles from the surface where humans could inhabit. He also claimed that he picked Venus because of gravity, adding that the planet is often referred to as Earth's sister planet due to their similar size, mass makeup, and surface gravity. Meanwhile, Soline's plan has required him to figure out how a floating colony could withstand Venus's clouds and produce sulfuric acid. That was as reported by Hollywood Unlocked. And oh, wow. And also, my first story was reported by Hollywood Unlocked as well. And I want you guys to know that. Learn from your mistakes. What are we doing? Can you send some robots out there first? Can you send a few people out there first? You want to send 8,000 people out there by 2050? Like I said, you better be in that flight. You better be in that flight. All right, y'all. Taco Bell is at the center of $1 million class action lawsuit for false advertisement. According to a report by the Washington Post, Frank Segusa of New York says his Mexican pizza and crunch wrap were not bursting with beef like the picture that was advertised. Per the report, Frank accuses Taco Bell of unfair and materially misleading advertising and is seeking upward of $5 million from the chain for alleged violations of law banning unfair and deceptive trade practices. Frank, I know that's right. Quote, the Mexican pizza that plaintiff purchased contained approximately half the beef and bean filling that he expected. End quote. This is what the lawsuit says. In the pictures, Frank's makes Mexican pizza look dry, empty, pale, and unappetizing. Y'all, it did look real trash. He says he and other customers wouldn't have purchased the items had they known they would be so puny. One of his lawyers represented someone who had a similar case against Burger King for advertising larger burgers than what they have received. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's hard not to cackle at these things because that's funny. And I personally believe that Frank should do this because y'all need to stop false advertising things. If I ordered a McChicken and my McChicken ain't McChickening, I want my money. And listen, I support it. I'm with it. A shout out to Ambitious, who's on the YouTube live right now. He was commenting about that man trying to send us out to Venus. He said they're just trying to use us as test dummies. Yes, they are trying to use us as test dummies. And that's why I said his self needs to be on that ship, rocket, whatever you call it, straight to Venus. He need to use himself as a dang dummy. Trying to send 1,000 people out. And you know what the dumb thing is about all this? 1,000 people are going to sign up. 1,000 people are going to sign up. That really isn't a lot of people. 1,000 people really isn't a lot of people in the grand scheme of our world and how populated we are. And there are so many people out there who would completely hop on this thing without even signing something. Literally, they wouldn't even sign the life away. They wouldn't even care. They would totally get on. Woo! Yeah. Ambitious. They're gonna be out there. Hopefully, you don't be out there, Ambitious. You don't need to be out there in space. So real quick, I want to check because we had a few technical difficulties. We got that up. Okay, cool. So we're gonna talk about Blueface real quick. And this is number 4 on my daily news cycle because Blueface is out here questioning his 6-year-old son again. And I am quite literally disgusted by this video. Please take a listen to what was said in this video.
No.
What the fuck are you talking about? Come on, here, give it to me.
Hold on real quick. Do me a favor. Go ahead and refresh that and start that over because we missed the most important part of that. So we're gonna restart this over for you guys because I want you all to hear the question that he asked his 6-year-old son on live.
Come on, here, give it to me.
Okay, for some reason it's not playing, but he specifically said, "Are you gay?"
Wait, guys.
He's not gay. We got hope.
So we asked him if he was gay. The 6-year-old boy said no.
No.
As you can hear, he doesn't even know what gay is.
What else you got? What else you got?
What?
He's trying to change his conversation because he don't even know what they're talking about.
I'm not. What the hell?
The baby mama is in the back saying, "Stop asking those questions."
To be gay?
Yeah.
I would be upset, but I would still love you.
It gets
Still
worse.
support you. Take care of you.
I'm not that.
Alright, cool.
What else you got? I'm going for like another one. You have to think about
Yeah.
it.
Let me think of
Because
something.
everyone wants to know what's your question to me. So.
All right, so we can stop it right there. So, like I said in the beginning of the video,
Okay.
which we weren't able to hear because again we're having technical difficulties today, is that Blueface asked his 6-year-old son on a live video in front of his huge fan base if he was gay. He then heard the answer from his son, which was no, and said, "Woo, we have hope." Then proceeded to ask his son again live if he knows what it means to be gay. The son said no. And he still decided to say, if you were gay, I would still love you and take care of you. While you can hear the baby mama in the back saying, don't ask those questions. What are you doing? I try my absolute best to not say mean things about people, especially since I'm such a loving and caring person. But y'all know I am honest as well. And I work with a lot of celebrities, so I try my best to not be biased, not be rude, and not do things because I really want to support people, but I can't support this. You are a big dummy, Blueface. You are a dummy. You dummy boy, you. You dummy boy, you. You are sitting here talking to a 6-year-old on live. Let's break this down. Not only are you talking to a 6-year-old who doesn't even know what the hell you're talking about, you're putting this on live for people to record. Your son is going to have to deal with this type of evidence for the rest of his life. You do know this is what causes kids to get bullied, right? You do know this type of stuff is what causes individuals to lose out on jobs, what causes individuals to not get into colleges, what causes individuals to not make certain connections because you do dumb crap like this. You dummy boy, you. I just don't understand why people are so, I'm not sure if I can hear myself because I can't hear myself anymore, but I'm not sure why people are so fascinated with sexuality. Your son should not be worrying about sexuality. If your son did come to you, because I know, unfortunately, kids do start younger and younger as time goes on, and kids do know their sexuality at a young age. They do. But unless your kid came and asked you that question or talked to you about his sexuality at that young of an age, why are you bringing it up? Why are you questioning him like that? Why are you already stigmatizing a sexuality like that at such a young age? I really want people to take heed to this example and understand that these type of situations is what makes your child close you out of that part of their life. If you're really interested in understanding what your kid's going through, if you really want to know if your kid's gay, if you really want to know if your kid's having sex, if you really want to know if your kid's doing drugs, that is definitely not the way to approach it. Especially doing it in front of a huge fan base who would also put their 1-2 in it. Think about this. The boy was also reading the comments. You can see that he was saying, they always want to know what other questions you have me. He's smart enough to read the comments. So you're also introducing your son to the pressures of the world at such an early age and making him have to go through those comments, making him have to think in his head how to respond to those comments, making him have to defend himself at such a young age, even though he has no clue what the hell y'all are talking about. That is foul. That is disgusting. And you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. And for his baby mama in the back, you dummy girl, you. I can give you a little bit of props for trying to be like, hey, stop. You should have went up there and snatched that phone from that man. You should have went up there and snatched that kid from that man. You should have went up there and actually protected your kid. That is your child. You dummy girl, you. Please stop having these babies with these dumb men and these dumb women. Get that abortion. Take that plan B. Pull out. Use a condom. Say no to sex. Please stop having these dumb situations that you don't have to be in because you feel like you're going to be alone, because you feel like you're never going to have anybody, because this is the chance Oh, because my eggs are drying up. Oh, because he told me one thing and I felt like I love. No, 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 no. I understand that some women, yes, biologically, they probably are like, I need to have it now. So I ain't gonna talk about women's bodies in that type of manner. But remember, there is always another option. There's always another option. The stuff that you're going through is temporary, but you make temporary last way longer than it needs to be when you have kids with these dumb people who should never be parents, who are not ready to be parents. I am disgusted for this child. This behavior is sick. We already see what Blueface is doing with Krishan. We already see that Krishan about to bring her baby into the world with this man. And to know that she's about to bring another baby into this man's life when he's not even handling his current child the correct way is insane. This man has strippers in the home. This man is doing music videos in the home. This man is having sex in the home. And not like closed off sex. Like he's letting his son know that he's fondling with these women. He has several women in and out of the house outside of his baby mama. He drink in the house around his kid. Like, come on now. He does all this stuff on social media with his kid. This type of behavior is dangerous to a young boy's mind. If y'all don't see it, that's y'all fault. And that's why a lot of y'all don't need to be parents. But this is traumatic. Not only for the kid, but for those who have to watch, for those who have to remember the things they went through in the households they didn't want to be in. This is just sad. And I feel for his son because all right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Actually, you know what? Before we take a quick break, I actually want to talk to you guys about why it's so gloomy in Nevada. Because a York fire crossed the state lines from California into Nevada. Let me read you this story real quick. As reported by Fox 5 Vegas, the York fire has crossed the state line from California into Nevada, according to a 3:30 p.m. update on Sunday from the National Park Service. As of Sunday, the York fire had burned 70,000 acres with no containment. The York fire started Friday in the Mojave National Preserve in San Bernardino County, California. A Park Service employee noticed smoke in the area around noon Friday. Park rangers said dry bush and high winds are fueling the flames. They're saying that a lot of this is happening because it's hot outside. We're seeing that this is the hottest time of the year ever recorded. Now, officials are saying that the York fire started on private land and smoke is seen in the Las Vegas Valley. Officials on Monday morning provided an update on the York fire, stating that the blaze started on a private land that was located on the Mojave National Preserve. In an update shared at 8:30 a.m. Monday, officials said firefighters saw minimal fire activity Sunday night, along with some precipitation. This means the fire's intensity and spread were relatively low, which could help in their containment efforts and reducing the risk to property and lives, the update says. On Monday, crews intended to continue their focus on containment and suppression efforts. Limited visibility due to thick smoke is a challenge the firefighters are facing, the update notes. While visibility up to a mile or less in some area, it has a significant implication and causes hazardous conditions, hindering firefighters' operations as its efforts, aerial support, ground crews movement, and communication between firefighter units. Now, as the smoke continues to move into the Las Vegas Valley, the weather service on Sunday afternoon advised the air quality in the city was in the unhealthy category. So that is why we're seeing all this smog. That is why it's so gloomy. That is why yesterday it felt like a Monday for real, for real. It was because of these fires. Yeah. Mr. 3984 on YouTube said this Vegas fire / smoke situation is scary. Should I keep my dogs indoors or what? So my thing is, I'm not a firefighter. I'm not a firefighter. Why did I say it like that? On top of that, also, I'm not a doctor and I don't know what's going on. I do know that through my own personal research, when there is unhealthy air conditions outside, it is best to stay in the house. It is best to not inhale those unhealthy air conditions. However, I mean, I don't think it'd be bad for you to take your dog out for a walk. Again, I wouldn't be the person to answer that question. And I'm never going to be the person that's be like, yeah, I know the answer if I really don't. And if I don't have the true backings behind it. Because, yeah, I mean, I think it'd be fine to walk your dog. Just don't have your dog outside for too long. You know, make sure that your dog has clean air. Make sure that you have clean air. Because, yeah, I mean, if you have allergies like me, this smog is really not working with my body. It's not. So make sure that you are filtering your air. Make sure that you are drinking clean and clear water. And make sure that you're just detoxing your body. That's all that I can recommend because I know that to work. Right? All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. My name is Jaime Dee, and this is the Jaime Dee Show, which is live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. Shout out to my fellas today on the YouTube, Ambitious and Mr. 3984. Hey, actually comment on what does that mean? What does Mr. 3984 mean? Ambitious is actually that man's name. What does your name mean? He commented the air is a little spicy today, so probably best to stay in. Yeah, probably best to stay in unless you're getting that money, friend. We're gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. It's the Jaime Dee Show.
Is your dog suffering from a sensitive stomach? Hi, it's Kelly the Cookie Lady from Mooch's Munchies. Our dogs had super sensitive tummies, and I needed to find a low-fat treat that wouldn't give them gas or other issues. Most of the treats on the market were loaded with fillers, chemicals, and chicken fat. Many of them weren't even food. Well, I knew I could do better, so I developed Mooch's Munchies, and I'm happy to be able to share them with you. Stop by our store or our website, moochesmunchies.com, and find out why we say that Mooch's Munchies are totally pawsome.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Jaime Dee Show. Woo! Live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. PST. Boom. Welcome in, y'all. I'm so happy to have you all here. Shout out to Mr. 3984 because he said, I changed my name because I personally get a little spicy in the comment sections. So I don't need anybody finding me on Google. Hey, I support it. As long as you're out here supporting me, I support you, friend. Turn up. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, let's get into this new segment. Unless, did we just have a caller, Mark? Okay, hold on. Pause. We got L on line 2. Before I get into this next segment, let's see what L wants. What up, L?
Hey, Jamie, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you? You got a nice voice.
Oh, you're so sweet.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
What's up?
I just wanted to comment about the dog and article that you were discussing earlier.
Go right ahead.
I mean, I don't really feel like this is a moral issue or even a societal issue. The fact is he did it because he could.
Mm-hmm.
And as technology increases, more and more people are going to alter themselves because they can.
Yep.
And when I was little, the only people who had tattoos were in the military.
Ooh.
And as you can see, not everybody has a tattoo except for the people that are still in my generation. Most of us don't.
Right.
And so as you age and as technology improves and as you can do this and that, I mean, if you think about it right now, you can choose the genetics of your child. Well, what happens if maybe you want to splice that with a dog?
Oh,
Apparently,
no.
eventually that technology is going to present itself, right?
Right.
And, as things increase, it's just going to be impersonal. It's not even going to be a big deal. It's going to be like, oh, look, that person's a dog. Oh, look, that person's a bird. I mean,
L, yes, you're right. Oh my gosh, you know what? I totally forgot about that. You are able to change the genetic makeup of your baby before it's born. Like you can literally give your baby blue eyes, even if they may be of an ethnicity that doesn't even get though. That's crazy. You're right. So what's your thoughts about this though? Do you feel like it's weird? Do you feel like we should not be changing ourselves to be animals? What's your thoughts? And be honest.
I mean, honestly, it's like I tell my kids, if you're not hurting anybody, then you're not hurting yourself, then you can just do whatever. I would, people are going to do it. So why should I judge? I'm not going to do it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like I said, for me personally, I'm cool with it as long as you're not trying to mate with other animals. I'm cool with it as long as you're not right. You're not really trying to make your kids into dogs. Like my thing is, it's one thing to do cosplay. I forget. I'm not into this type of lifestyle, so I forgot the name of it. But there's like a way, like people have sex, where they have sex as animals and they're in costumes. It's not called cosplay. I forgot what it's called. Even though that's not my thing, I'm like, okay, go do it. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting yourselves. You're having fun. Do you? But I feel like it becomes dangerous when we start having this mind. And tell me if you agree or not. But when we start having this mindset where we really want to be this animal and we want other people to be this animal, and then furries. Yes, that's what it's called. Mr. 3984 said it's a furry. Yes, they're furries. But it becomes dangerous where you're trying to make legislation where it's like we need to make dogs a part of the ACT, SAT checkpoint. We can check I'm a dog. Like, what's your thoughts on that? I feel like that's when it starts to become a little too dangerous and doing too much.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's just ridiculous. I think eventually when enough people, I'm going to just say transition, into something else, because that's going to require that you're replacing human parts with probably artificial this and that. I think that when something like that happens, they'll probably change legislation, but it'll probably be, it's not going to be for 100 years or more. And I think at that point in time, it probably won't be such a big deal.
Right. You're not wrong. Well, hey, Elle, thank you so much for calling in today. You definitely blessed me. You blessed my heart and you blessed my radio show. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. You have a good one.
My pleasure. You call back whenever you like. It's a pleasure having your nice lip sound and voice on the air. Yep, I just shot my shot at Elle. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, now, Jamie.
All right, bye. All right, y'all. So that was great. I love when y'all call in. Thanks for calling in at 702-221-7283. Again, thank you for calling in at 702-221-7283. I love having you guys live on air. This is a real live radio show. It's a podcast when it gets put on YouTube, but right now it's real. It's live. It's a radio show. Call in. You hear all my mistakes, all my stutters, all my thought processes and everything. Ambitious says on YouTube, humans are trying to play God now. Crazy. Yeah. It is crazy. I would say the best thing about this is that he's just in a suit and he's not actually he's not a dog. And apparently he hollowed out his old dog and went inside. Oh, it's just, ugh. Anyway, let's get into this conversation, because when should you support your friends? Y'all, there was a beauty pageant in Arkansas. I can't wait to play this audio. Not sure how long ago it was, but I found it on social media and it made me think about, when should you tell your friends their talents suck? Should you ever tell them? Should you let them be? Do you get someone else to do it? Well, let's discuss after I play this video for y'all, because I want you to hear how this went down. Take a listen.
Well, singing And I Am Telling You I'm Not Going. It's Miss Lake Dardanelle, Naomi Shore.
Y'all should see my general station manager's face. Yo, Mark's face had me in shambles. I'm literally about to cry. Yo, when I heard this video last night, I was literally rolling. She ate. You can't tell her nothing. You know what? I'm gonna ring the bell for her. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you have the confidence to go out there and sound that crazy, girl, she deserved her win. I'm gonna be real honest. She's horrible. That girl cannot sing, but it was the confidence. It was the fact that she was trying to hit them notes. She knew exactly what she was doing, and I give it to her. but she sounds trash. She sounds trash. And Bishop says, turn that off. LOL. You got to love her as a friend and tell her that she has a voice. LMAO. Oh, wait, he deleted his message. I guess he has to redo it. But and Bishop said maybe with auto-tune she might sound okay. Facts. But she sounded horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Y'all. Now, y'all know Miss Thing was pure trash, and people had no problem telling her in the comments because it's easier talking about things when you're hiding behind a phone. But would y'all say that to your friend? Be honest. 702-221-7283. Again, 702-221-7283. Would you tell your friend that she sucks? If this was your friend and you heard how she was singing, would you tell her? Okay, let me take y'all through this. Personally, I have a friend who can't sing. Like, she low-key sounds like this girl. And she really does suck horribly, in my opinion. And it's really hard for me to tell her that she does because she doesn't like constructive criticism at all. Now, if she asks me how she sounds, I would say, this is cool. I'm proud of you. Keep going and perfecting your craft. And most likely leave it at that because I know she doesn't really want to hear it. I know I'd be wasting my time. And she's one of those individuals that will start an argument with you because you're telling her the truth. And you can ask any of my friends, I am so honest. I will tell you, hey, this don't sound good. Or you can fix it this way. But I'm also very respectful. And so I would tell my friend, hey, this wasn't it. This wasn't it. But I would do it behind closed doors. I would do it if I was asked. I would do it if they needed me to do it. But to come out and just tell them they suck, probably wouldn't do that. Actually, no, I wouldn't do that. But if I knew it was somebody that actually really wanted to hear it, really wanted to approve, and could handle constructive criticism, I would tell them. To my friends all the time. And also, I ask for constructive criticism all the time. And I'm be honest, I get offended. If anybody ever tries to tell me about my craft, something that I've been perfecting for years, something that I got a master's in broadcast journalism to do, I get offended. I sure the heck do get offended. And I will be out there still asking for constructive criticism, but I'm working on me. I know who I am. I take constructive criticism really well in many other areas of my life. But when it comes to my craft, I get really offended and I get really defensive, and I'm working on it. So that's why I wouldn't overstep my boundaries and just tell somebody that they aren't good. But if they asked, I would. Some people are saying they wouldn't in the comments. Some people are saying they would. Some people saying, some person said that you actually have to support your friends in public because that's what you do. And then behind the scenes tell them. And I agree. I just said she was trash. And I hope that gave y'all a laugh for today because wow. Okay. So I actually want to end this show today talking about this voguing death because it's a tragedy that struck Brooklyn as O'Shea Sibley, a talented dancer, lost his life in a fatal attack at a gas station. The incident has sent shockwaves to the community, leaving many questioning the senseless violence that took place. O'Shea and his friends had just finished a day at the beach and stopped to fuel up at a mobile gas station. Little did they know that their choice of music and dance would lead to such a devastating outcome. As they pulled into the gas station, O'Shea and his friends were voguing to Beyonce's Renaissance album, according to the New York Post. It was supposed to be a moment of joy and celebration, a chance to let loose and express themselves through dance. But sadly, this moment of freedom was shattered by a group of men who confronted them, claiming that their behavior had offended their Muslim faith. What began as a verbal disagreement quickly escalated into a physical altercation. A fight broke out between the two groups, and amidst the chaos, O'Shea was stabbed, with law enforcement officials suspecting the person responsible for the crime was in his late teens or early 20s. The severity of O'Shea's injuries were apparent, and he was rushed to the hospital. Tragically, despite the best efforts of medical professionals, O'Shea could not be saved and was pronounced dead. They hated us because we were gay, Otis Pina, a longtime friend, shared in a heartfelt Facebook post. They were screaming, "We Muslim and we don't like gays. And we are innocently pumping gas and y'all decide to stab one of us." Let's take a listen to this news report. I want you all to hear what was reported because this is a very tragic and senseless situation that did not need to happen at all. But I want you guys to hear the severity of these news posts. We're gonna play 2 different videos. All right, so we're gonna come up and
They were filling up on gas.
Oh wait, hold on. We're gonna get it
They
back
were
up.
just voguing, doing crazy. I can promise you, I wasn't there, but I can tell you, even from the glimpse of the video that I saw.
This is
that's
CBS
out
New
there.
York.
He comes out here and he stops the music, he just starts dancing and voguing and carried on.
He was a man known for his dance moves. Today, he's mourned by neighbors who believe he was the victim of a hate crime.
He shows his colors up. He's not afraid of that. But he doesn't go out there and say, oh, I'm this and that. But as soon as you see him, you don't have to ask. That's a proud gay man.
Surveillance video shows the victim involved in a dispute with a group of people outside this gas station Saturday night. Witnesses say they were dancing when a man walked up to them and allegedly made homophobic comments. Police say the 2 groups of people argued, and that's when one man allegedly stabbed Sibley. This witness, who wanted to remain anonymous, says he tried to break up the argument.
He pulled out and he just stabbed him and he ran away.
Neighbors say he danced all the time.
He had to come out there dancing happy, going to the store happy, go get us happy. Everybody. I found out yesterday, he told me he passed us a while. I didn't know that. He was crying, came knocking on the door.
A spokesperson for the Ailey organization where Sibley was a participant said in a statement in part, O'Shea had incredible energy in the studio and was loved by instructors and fellow students. Police say they're searching for this man in a black shirt and red shorts who they believe is responsible for his death. He's described as in his 20s with dark hair.
I'm so angry. I'm really angry. And the mere fact is that's a life lost over a simple thing. They could have just argued, they could have talked and just left. You didn't have to bring the violence in.
This really hurt my heart. This really hurt my heart that these African American gay men were a target of this hate crime. To me, this was a hate crime. This was a hate crime. He stabbed him and ran away because of an argument, because you didn't like seeing gay people enjoying themselves and being gay. I love, respect, and support any and everybody. I've said this on my show several times. There are annoying, weird, disturbing, and outright just hideous gay people out there. But there are annoying, disturbing, weird, and outright hideous religious people, old people, young people, white people, black people, Hispanic people. I hate that people can, and I'm using the word hate, and I know it's a strong word, but I mean it. I hate how people can't take a look at something they don't like and just walk away. Not comment. Leave things well enough alone. These boys voguing in this gas station did nothing to you. You deserve to be at the bottom of the jail for taking an innocent life because you were insecure in your sexuality. I don't care what anybody says about a darn religion. Do not use religion as a way to impose violence on an individual or a community at large. There's nothing you can say to me that says your God or your religion says to harm somebody because you don't like what they are doing. You are not God. You are not Allah. You are not who you think you are. So for you to go out there and take another life, you should, you deserve to be at the bottom part of the jail. This gay man did nothing to you. This gay man was living his life. This gay man was living in his truth, and you decided to take his life because you couldn't live in your truth, because you couldn't be you, because you couldn't take it upon yourself to handle your emotions and handle your feelings and how it probably made you feel on the inside and walk away. So tired of the senseless violence. I'm so tired of black on black crime. I'm so tired of hate crimes. I'm so tired of all this dumb stuff. You want people to respect you. You want people to respect your religion. You want people to respect the things you do in life, but you don't even give that same respect and that same love to others. My condolences go out to this family, his family. May he rest in peace. My condolences go out to his friends who have to witness this. This is such a tragedy, and I'm so upset. And I hate that I have to end my show this way. But I want you guys to know, stop the violence. Stop hurting people. Walk away. Stop commenting. Leave people alone. They are weird, disgusting, disturbing, outright hideous people in all communities, but it does not give you the right to attack said community or individual. I'm going to leave off my show when I say this. Stop the violence, please. Love on each other. We'd be so much better off as a community, as a world, if we just loved on each other. We gave each other grace. We sat down with each other and we had conversations. Y'all, this is the Jaime Dee Show, and I'm just so irritated at the end of my show on this because I ran out of time. But I want you to all know that I love you all. I support you, whether you're gay, bi, straight, trans, a damn dog, a cat. If you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting others, you're not hurting animals, live your life and keep pushing forward, because we need individuals like this person who unfortunately lost his life to stick up for who they are, live truly out who you are, and fight for your safety, your rights, and your protection. Don't let this be a situation where it stops you from being gay, stops you from being black, stop you from being white, stop you from being whatever you want to be, because you deserve to have that space. This is your life. You deserve to live it the way you want to live it. Hey, guys, this was the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. PST. I have so many amazing things happening this week. So stick around because there's more to come. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. What's up, everybody? You were just tuned into the Jaime Dee Show, live on KSHP AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. If you aren't in the Las Vegas area, you can catch my show live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook at The Jaime Dee Show. That's TheJaimeDeeshow. If you want to advertise your business on my show, email us at info@jamiedee.com. Thank you all so much for your support. See you tomorrow.